Hi. I did something this morning many of you may have also done, and you might have thought it was a mistake. I checked the news. What I saw was that it looks like we're never really going to reach herd immunity with COVID because immunity doesn't seem to last and it's mutating really quickly. I also saw that it's pretty possible or pretty likely that Russia has unleashed chemical weapons in Ukraine. In short, kind of crappy news. Really, not so good. So if you're like a lot of my clients, or sometimes me, or just like people I hear out in the world, you might kind of be wondering whether you have the permission to thrive or the permission to be happy given what's going on in the world. Like, is it really important, all the things that you want? And personally, I believe that your thriving is more important than ever. And I'm going to tell you why. But first, my name is Yael Dubin, for those of you who haven't watched my videos before, and I'm a mindfulness life coach. I help people who are dissatisfied with something in their lives get clear on what it would take to get a greater sense of fulfillment. Then, together, we make a plan and we make it happen. Today, I'm going to share with you my thoughts on why it's super important for you to pursue your dreams and passions right now, despite the fact that it seems like we might be on the brink of World War III and COVID's never going away. I think, in fact, because of all of this, that your passions, your dreams, your ambitions, what you deeply want is more important than it's ever been. Now, I'm going to just share with you that what I've noticed is ever since the day Russia invaded Ukraine, people say, oh, I was upset about blah, 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 but, I'm not being bombed, so it doesn't matter. Or, I really hate such and such about my job, but, I'm not being bombed. We're not at war. And so it doesn't really matter. I don't have any real reason to complain. And in fact, just last night, I was in pottery class with Matt, and someone said that again, oh, we don't have any complaints, this isn't a big deal. We're not being invaded. We're not being bombed. Everything's fine. And quick on the reluctance to complain about everything or anything is the eagerness to accept life the way it is. And mostly that's a good thing. Any good change process begins with accepting reality as it is now. You have to take off those blinders and see life, accept it on its own terms. And until you see what is right in front of you, you're just going to keep banging your head against a wall. So I think that mostly accepting life on its own terms is really good thinking. But like all good things, it has its limits. And I think one of its limits would be accepting the way it is and using that as an excuse not to change. So giving up on your highest ambitions and dreams is giving up on precisely the things that Ukrainians are fighting to preserve. They want those opportunities. They have a dream of their own nation. They have values attached to being a Ukrainian, and they're fighting for that. To give up your own highest ambitions and dearest dreams is to say that those things aren't really worth much. It's also giving up on the passion that keeps people fighting through COVID, struggling to survive despite it all, despite economic hardship, despite a war, despite COVID. People are struggling because they have dreams and ambitions to fulfill. Nobody is fighting this fight or trying to heal from COVID or recover from breast cancer because they are just, don't want to have a fulfilling life. They're just, as long as I'm breathing, I can live in a cardboard box. I mean, most of us have passions. We have values we want to make real in the world. And when you hold tight to your values, your visions, and your goals, and when you commit to thriving, you personally have more to offer the world. You're not taking from anyone. If you are happy right now and you find a way to make your dreams a reality, you're not making life worse for anybody in Ukraine. In fact, you can't donate money you don't have. Go out and get yourself that better job. Launch that new business that you want to launch. Make tons of money and donate it. Donate it to people who need it. You can't comfort a suffering human being if you don't experience peace within yourself. You don't have even emotional resources to offer if you're suffering and tolerating intolerable situations. You can't provide jobs and opportunities for people who need to flee their own country and come to this one if you're not out there creating businesses or helping businesses thrive. If you're not starting new organizations, creating new clubs, creating opportunities for thriving, there will be nothing for people who are fleeing war to flee to. And the truth of the matter is, and I hate to be a real downer here, your life's going to end at some point, and living small isn't going to change that. All living small is going to do is change the value of the life that you have remaining to you. It's going to change the quality of the life that you are super fortunate to have right now. You have these opportunities right in front of you. Now, it's natural, I have to admit, when life is shaking everybody up, for fear to creep in. We're 2 years into a pandemic that doesn't seem to be going anywhere. It seems pretty likely it's going to persist. It looks like we're on the brink of World War III. We really don't know what's going to happen with the economy. Russia's pretty integrated. We don't really want a war, but then again, we don't really want to stand idly by while atrocities are committed on civilians either. So it's normal for fear to creep in. Absolutely normal. It's also natural if you're feeling risk averse right now, super natural thing to feel risk averse. But here's the thing, you still have time. And you will serve yourself and the world best if you use it wisely. Use the day that you're given, today, every day that you are given, to live your life to the fullest, to figure out what it is you're tolerating that shouldn't be tolerated anymore, and how you can create a more fulfilling career experience for yourself. Fall in love now. Open your heart. If you've been holding back on love because you're afraid of being rejected, open up, love more, let somebody love you. Do that spiritual growth work you've been waiting for. This is not idle navel gazing. Creating peace and the capacity to withstand stress is super important right now. The world needs that so that you have emotional resources to offer to others. Do any of that growth work that helps you move past your self-limiting beliefs that you developed through the past and leaves you feeling disconnected, and move toward a situation where you feel like an empowered creator of your own life. What you want out of life matters more than ever. I believe wholeheartedly that you are born with your values for a reason, and that you will feel most fulfilled when you live in alignment with them. Don't abandon them. I believe that you want what you want because the universe or God or whatever you want to call it wants you to pursue that, wants you to do what it takes to make it real because it contributes beauty and thriving to the world. Those things matter more than ever. We are building the world with every thought, word, and deed. The moment we succumb to fear or stop hoping, striving, working every day for a better world is the moment that it ceases to be possible. Every thought, word, and deed that we cultivate and entertain that has to do with thriving, that has to do with peace and beauty, makes that more peaceful, more beautiful, more abundant world not only more possible, but even more likely. It creates momentum in that direction. And we have a better chance of making that world real when we commit to it. So if you're having these moments of really not being sure what it's all about or why you should pursue satisfaction, or aren't you too selfish, you know, and I want to be clear, when I talk about satisfaction, I'm not talking about just like a new car or new jewelry or new luxury items. I'm talking about that soul satisfaction that you get when you are living in alignment with your values and you feel fulfilled in the world. You feel like you're contributing your strengths. You feel that you are thriving and well. You're not overwhelmed by fear. You're like living your best life. If you're not living that best life, if you're feeling kind of unfulfilled with relationships, whether those relationships are with your career, with your significant other, or with your innermost self, please reach out. Let me know if anything in this video is helpful. Check out other videos that I've published out there. A lot of people are finding them helpful, and I'm hearing from people that they really make a difference. If you want to connect, if you would like to do some coaching, let's connect. Email me. I have my email address and my discovery call link up in the little box above, and let's meet. Let's see if I'm the right coach for you. Let's see if we make a great team to get you to your goals. And if not, if I'm not the right coach for you, I can refer to someone who might be. If right now coaching's not in the mix for you, just let me know which of these videos made a difference in your life. Let me know what you want to hear more about. I'll produce some content. I love giving away some free knowledge and free expertise that I've spent a lifetime collecting. At any rate, like I said, what you want matters more than ever, and I'd really love to help you get it. Have a wonderful day. Bye.